joined now in the studio by a very, very special guest. Made 269 Premier League appearances for both Everton and Newcastle, scoring 68 goals, more than any other Scottish player in the competition's history. There you are, by the way. Made 200, I didn't know that, I wasn't aware of that. 273 appearances for Everton in all competitions, including winning the FA Cup in '95. I was at that game. He won the Scottish Premier League and Scottish League Cup with Rangers. Also took interim charge of Everton on 2 separate occasions. He holds the joint record for the most sending offs in Premier League history. Can't believe you never get that one yourself. I can't believe you're sharing that. It's a very good morning, Everton Rangers and Scotland legend Duncan Ferguson. Fergie, very good morning. Thanks
Duncan.
for joining us.
Thank you, great to be here. Thanks for inviting me on.
No, I wouldn't have missed it, mate. So how are you, first of all? How you been?
I'm all good, everything's fine. A wee bit busy, obviously leading into the promotion of the book, so not all good. Happy.
Good. Tell me about the book, first of all. What?
Yeah, well,
I mean, I'm going to be quite frank with you. I'll be brutally frank with you, right? I never thought you'd do a book, right?
No.
I never thought you'd do a book. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to tell you right now, I'll be the first to read it, right?
You're in it.
But what was your thought process?
They've been
I've got to ask you, can you come nearer that mic?
Yeah, sound. They've been asking me for years and years and years, Ali. You know what, I'm pig-headed, aren't I?
No.
So
He's winding me up.
So they were asking me for years and years and years, and I just didn't fancy it. And in the end, I thought, you know what, I'm getting older now. People are going to forget my story, really. And I thought, I need to tell it, you know. On top of that, they gave me a few quid as well, so it wasn't bad, was it? Not enough after reading it, but there you go. So,
how hard is it though when you are doing a book, because there's probably some things that you don't want to put in, but they want you to put in, and
it was horrendous.
Yeah,
okay, it was one of the worst experiences of my life, believe it or not, because when I went to do the first sit down with Henry Winters, we were just talking away, and he taped me. Obviously, but I didn't really understand that this is going to be the book.
Aye, I know what you mean.
So I'm talking away, and then all of a sudden they send the draft to me and they say, have you read the book? I went, no. Months later, have you read it? No. I didn't want to read it for some reason. I don't like reading things about me or seeing things about me. Anyway, I decided to start reading. I said, I better read this thing. I read it.
Did you get a fright?
Oh my God, Ali.
There you are.
A fright. I got jumped in the car. I said to Henry, look, I have to come down here. This can't go in. So I jumped in my car. I'm driving down the M6, and I plotted up in his house for 3 days. And he puts me in a pigeon loft in his back garden. He's got like a pigeon ducat thing. And he's obviously put a bed in that. And I slept in there for 3 or 4 days, trying to sort the book out. Because I was worried sick when I saw what I'd said.
Yes.
You know, I said, like, as you say, like, Ali's a great guy. Ali's super. He's fantastic. I mean, maybe one time I'll say, you know, he wasn't very good that time. And Henry put it in. You know, so I was like, oh no, we'll have to change that. Ali's going to start shouting at me.
Oh man!
So you know, it was frightening when you see the thing down in the paper. Frightening.
But with the greatest respect, right? You'll have a proper story to tell, more than most, I would suggest, right? So see, when you did read that back that side of it, what kind of memories did it bring back? I mean, it's some story, Fergie. From start to finish, it's some story. Did it bring back a variation in memories? Happy, sad, anger?
Yeah, probably all that, Ali. And yeah, I've got a story to tell, because it's not just football, is it?
Yeah.
It's not just. Most of the book is probably not about football.
Yeah.
It's probably about something else. That's right. So it brought back a lot of memories and bitterness as well, for how the thing happened with Scotland. Really, you were around about that time, weren't you?
Terrible, mate. Disgusting.
I only got 7 caps, Ali. 7 caps for my country. And it was my fault. You know that. I decided to retire. I refused to go back for all the years. In fact, you
well, I did. I phoned you.
You tried to get me back.
I phoned you. A lot of people don't know the story. I phoned him. What was the manager? And I says, he said to me, we've got to get the biggin back.
Yeah.
And I phoned Fergie, as you would do, doing your job, best centre forward in the country at the time, got to try and get him. And you said no, which we appreciated, and we understood it, because you obviously felt let down, and I get that totally, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, obviously going to prison's not a good experience, is it? It was terrible for me, and I was blaming everybody, Ali. I blamed everybody for it. I blamed the SFA, I blamed the press up there, I blamed everybody. I was young, and of course I believe I was right in a way on my stance.
Yes.
But I had 7 caps. I never scored for my country. You just touched on there the new that I've scored the most goals in the Premier League history as a Scottish player, but yeah, I never scored 1 for my country. It makes me really sad, to be honest.
It's amazing.
And upset.
You see that though, Ali? You see, like, the way you're speaking now, I can tell that's going to be what's in the book. and that's already making me want to read it to find out exactly. Do you know what I mean? Find out. It's not all the positive stuff, is it?
No, there's a lot. I'm quite hard on myself. Exactly, I think there's a lot of negative stuff in there as well, because you think back. I mean, Gabby, you want to go back, don't you? I wish I could just go back, but you can't go back. You get older, you get a bit more wiser. When you're younger, you're a bit stupid, you're a bit
So do you have regrets then?
Oh, Ali, unbelievable amount of regrets, mate. Who's no?
Of course. Well, it's funny, I'll be honest with you, mate. I don't have a million regrets. I've probably got of course I have regrets, but I've probably got more disappointments than regrets. But I can understand you saying you've got a lot of regrets.
I have to have, yes, because my career could have been so much better. Right? When I was a young man, football to me was easy, Ali. It was easy. Yeah. It wasn't difficult between maybe 18 and 20 when I first started my career. Everything was easy for me. I thought it was just going forever. And then you're not living the right lifestyle. Injuries are starting to come in to mount up on you, and you're missing so many games. And you don't think it's like, for instance, you don't think it's a night suit. You don't think it's the booze when you're younger. You're not thinking. Of course, as you get a bit older and a bit more wiser, you're realising, wait a minute.
Fairly controversial. I want to take you back, right, to the instant you get sent off against Rovers, right?
Right, yeah.
I would imagine that might be a regret, but I'm going to ask you the question, right? Do you think you put the head on him?
There was contact, Ali. There was contact, right? But
right, I'm going to tell you right now, I was standing right next to it, mate, right? Right. And I would have swore blind that there was contact, but it wasn't a headbutt.
Yeah, there's contact. There's a coming together, but there's no power behind it at all. The lad went down, obviously felt the contact, went down to get me sent off. Yeah. And I wish that had happened in a way.
Yes.
You know, because maybe the whole thing wouldn't have unravelled the way it unravelled. Yep. With the 12-game ban, the SFA gave me the 12-game ban, and in the end got to prison because that incident broke my probation. So if that incident had never happened, that's the one. I would never have been in prison.
I get it.
So it was that incident.
Yeah.
So, but there wasn't a lot of contact in it. But there was contact.
But let's be honest, Fergie. You were in, you did what you had to do, which was great, and then obviously you moved on, went down the road, and have become, well, a hero of the people of Everton, man. An absolute hero. I go down there, I go to his home games, right? And you get clubs where there are players that and understandably and rightly so are adored for what they've done, what they've achieved. But the Everton fans with you, mate, and by the way, I just worth mentioning, it's well deserved and warranted too.
Yeah, I mean, we're going great with them, you know what I mean? And obviously it's the way I played. They liked that big number 9, didn't they? They've always had Scottish fellas up front for them. Andy Gray. I mean, going back, Alec Young, who was the golden vision. Remember, he come from Edinburgh, he played for the Hearts and that. Big Sharpie, boys like that. So they had a connection with Scottish players and big number 9s, and I think I fitted that mould, you know. And I was aggressive. I got stuck in at the end of the day, and they liked that. And I scored a few goals along the way as well. Not enough, because it's very difficult to score goals lying on a treatment table or in a nook.
Injuries bad for you, mate.
10 operations, mate. I've had 10 ops at least.
See, people don't realise that.
Sciatic nerves, calves cut out, hernias. We used to get hernias all the time because we weren't doing the core work.
Yeah.
But you never hear a hernia now. You never hear anybody getting any hernias now.
It's true.
But back in your day, you must have had a couple.
I've had a couple.
Yeah, and I've had 2 or 3. Gabby, I know you've had any yourself.
As well, yeah.
So we all had hernias back then. You don't hear about that now because, we should have been in the gym a lot more, shouldn't we?
Do you still, I'm guessing, and I know you're there, I'm going to see myself, Goodison. You still go back to a lot of the games and all that stuff?
I go back. I've been back 2 or 3 times. Kids have got season tickets. I'll go back to the last game of the season. I was back there on Saturday for the Ipswich game. So yeah, I'll go back now and again here and there. I've not been at a new stadium. I've only been by it.
By the way, they tell me it's something else, mate.
I'll wait for the first game of the season for that.
I'm looking for.
It's the right size as well.
Yeah,
it's not too big.
Perfect.
You know what I mean? It's the right size. I feel
they couldn't get any more in. They've gone on the dock. They took the water out.
Yeah.
They drained the water out and they put soil
That's
in.
the biggest they could build.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because there was no other room.
Yes.
What would be your Goodison memories? You must have so many, mate.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously scoring my first goal against Liverpool that set me on the way with the fans getting behind me. My last big goal was against Manchester United. It kind of put us into the Champions League against Man United. I scored the header at Gladys Street.
That wasn't the one my mate Rio bounced off you, was it? Was that the one?
That's right, aye.
Oh, Rio, man. I'll be giving him that when I see him all the night. Bounced off you, he did.
He did. And So that one, and then the last kick of the ball at Goodison, I got given a penalty. I wasn't on the penalties, because I hadn't been playing. Some bright spark turned around, handed me the ball. Everybody starts singing my name. I'm on the penalties. I'm on the spot. Minute to go. Luckily, I scored. I missed it. Then they come back and I scored. That's my last kick at Goodison.
Is it really?
Yeah, last kick. I scored in my last game for a draw as well. And it's looking like, being the captain of Everton, leading that team out, in front of their fans. It was. It's been memorable, emotional, and I'm very proud of what I've done for them. And it's a great club. It's
a funny one, Fergie. I mean, you look at. Goodison's one of my favourite stadiums.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any doubt about it. I just love it. The atmosphere, they're right on you.
Yeah.
But it's like of course there'll be sadness. Of course there'll be sadness.
Yeah.
But in terms of moving on, I keep saying it. Time stands still for nobody. New stadium. The club's want to move forward.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sad as well that they're moving. I didn't want them to move because I think it's inevitable, wasn't it, that we need to get a bigger stadium, more revenue, more hospitality. There's no hospitality in Goodison, really. There's hardly any boxes. There's only about 12 boxes. So that's where a lot of the money is, unfortunately. And hopefully, that revenue will come in and it'll get into the team. That's what everybody wants.
Just saying, like, all the listeners that are listening now, millions will be getting this book, mate, because I can't wait to read it. Excited.
Yeah. Well, it's an honest book, mate. You know what I mean? That's
what you want, honesty, and not just the good times. You want to know about the bad times, the hard times.
100%.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.